Hi everyone, Ray here with Smith Government Consulting, and today we're going to talk about market research. Yes, officially the government is the final authority on determining is a price fair and reasonable or not. However, as a vendor, you have a great role that you get to play in that. And again, you get to share a little bit of the higher pricing that's available, not just what your contract officer might find. You're the product expert, you know what you're looking at. So you get to show the government exactly what you want your stuff compared to. So this is the template that I use. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. If you're looking at your either a 4P result or your C&P from FCP, so many acronyms. If you don't know what those mean, let me know. But FCP is basically the new system that replaced SIP. 4P is the price report that GSA is going to run, and it's going to tell you what rows are either exceeding market threshold or have no market research found. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy those rows and your part number. This is what you have. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I just used random movie titles to make up a sample GSA catalog. The proposed pricing. Yeah, I'd say 𝘍𝗫𝘅 2 is probably worth spending $60 on. It's a good movie. And then we're going to look at an average price comps and the average discount from everything. So how are we going to calculate all of that? Well, we're going to look at 3 specific vendors, and we're going to find them ourselves either on GSA or on a commercial retail website. So you're going to put who the contract holder is or who the retail site is, the contract number if this is on GSA. If you're looking at a commercial site, you want to put a link to that exact product on that commercial site, not just to the homepage. The goal here, we want to make this as simple as possible for your GSA contract specialist or contract officer to go to and verify you're telling me that that price is $50. Is that accurate? And we want that as clean as possible for them. So then we're going to put the labor category, service, or the product name. This is mostly going to be for products, so you're going to put that product name. Again, I'm keeping mine really generic here, but you would be copying and pasting from either that website or that GSA listing. The part number that they use, depending on what you're doing, not everybody may have a part number, and that's okay. Just put NA there because, again, especially, so if it's on GSA, it's going to be a part number. If it's on a retail website, this link is going to point back to exactly where we need to go. And then the price that that's being offered at. The really nice thing then is this template is going to look at all 3 of those, and it's going to calculate what's the average price that's being offered for. So some of them may not even be higher than yours, but you need enough of them to be higher to make this average a better price than you were, or I'm sorry, a higher price than you're offering. So then it's going to give us the average discount. And then the average from everything. So we can see here, we're offering better pricing by anywhere from 8 to 27%. This is what we're going to then upload into 𝘬𝘠mod with our addition mod or our price increase modification. This is not a guarantee. You may still have a contract specialist or a contract officer who comes back and says, sorry, we can't do it. Where that's really going to happen a lot more is when you're looking at duplicate items. So somebody else is selling Conair and they're selling it for $20. And it's on GSA at that price, because that's actually going to flag on the 4P that, hey, somebody else has it and you're outside of market threshold, we're not going to let you do it. That's when you go into some other justifications. Well, that vendor has a knockoff copy. That vendor hasn't updated price in this long. There's so many things that we can do to try and justify, but it's a little bit more of an uphill battle. This is especially useful when there's no market research found. Or the market research that GSA found on the 4P is dated, and that does happen a lot. So you will find a lot of what comes back on either the 4P or the C&P is the product that it's looking at. It may not be accurate anymore. Some of those contracts no longer exist. Some of those items are no longer on those contracts. Some of them might be referring to temporary sale prices, not awarded prices. Those are all things that we're also going to be able to put in here to justify why your price is the better price, or perhaps why your value is better. You have a better warranty, you have better lead times, better shipping times, your FOB destination, whereas their FOB origin. A lot of things go into that, and that's where you can use some of these fields down here and put extra notes on here. Really, this is to benefit your GSA contract specialist to make their job a little bit easier. What I have found is by submitting this, I get a lot less questions from the COs saying, hey, we need to verify this, we need to justify. I've also noticed my mods get approved a lot quicker because I'm taking the extra step to do this for them. Now, you might be looking at this saying, I have 300 items that came back. that's great to go ahead and work with your contract specialist, your contract officer, and find out, hey, do you really need all 300, or can I give you a sample set from that? And they have formulas that they'll use, and they'll tell you, yeah, we only need, excuse me, maybe we only need a certain amount of them. The other thing is, like, I can look at this and say, for mine it's easy, they're all DVDs, so I'm just going to go ahead and find who's more expensive, but 3 of these here are the exact same price. I don't have to find 3 separate ones. I'm just going to use the same one for each item. So instead of part number 3, 4, 5, it might just be part number 3, because that price comp worked for all 3 of those. Lots of great things we can do with this. If you have any questions, let me know. Reach out anytime. Be happy to have a conversation with you. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you next time.